been 121 days since the aliens invaded our world. We have suffered. We have sacrificed lives, loved ones.
Connection is the only chance we'll have to learn what they want.
And how to stop them.
My fellow global citizens, look up. This is our enemy. Together, we will win this war.
The aliens somehow connected us.
This is our last chance for survival. I know it sounds mental.
It does sound mental, but the whole world's mental, right?
The world out there is falling apart. I would do anything to hold this family together.
They adapted, we'll adapt.
What if you could save everybody?
If you want to win a war, fight back.
The answers are here.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Boom, there you go. That was a trailer for Invasion. Season 2 is streaming right now on Apple TV. Go catch up if you haven't seen Season 1, but Season 2 brings all the thrills. It's insane. It's crazy. I'm Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World. And as you see on the screen, I'm so delighted to have the VFX Supervisor, Mr. Erik Henry. Thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, I'm happy to be here.
Appreciate you. Just injecting energy, man, because you got me hype. You were doing a fantastic job with this second season. I've had a chance to check it out a little bit, and I loved Season 1. So let me start off. For those that may not know VFX, I know as an actor, filmmaker myself, y'all the ones that make us look good. We may get like accolades, but it's y'all that make us look like superheroes and everything. So you got a lot of props from me. So for those that don't know what y'all do, can you tell a little bit about virtual effects?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's, I always say when people, who don't know special effects from visual effects, they say, what's the difference between that? I always say, well, a lightsaber is a visual effect. It cannot exist, as far as we know, it does not exist. And so it has to be made in post. Whereas, cars being flipped, or you blow something up, or fire effects or smoke, that, of course, could be done as a visual effect. But I usually rely on my special effects brothers to help me out with that stuff, because practical effects always look good. We use a lot of them in Invasion. And, that's kind of the distinction I always say, is that those things that really don't exist in reality and have to be created later. Sure, it gets blurry sometimes these days. We're being asked to do a lot of things that we didn't in the past. But yeah, that's kind of the difference. That's for the layman to just look at and say, oh yeah, okay, so that makes sense. Lightsaber, yeah, those are really cool, but they don't exist.
The cool stuff, y'all, the cool stuff. There you go. Erik, you get all the props, man. You make us all look good. So bringing your talents on board, you had a great career, a lot of projects that are some favorites of mine. When you climbed on board Invasion, centric on aliens, and now as of late we're seeing on the news, could it be real? I can't I cannot confirm nor deny, because my day gig is actually at the Pentagon, so I have a little bit more knowledge than most. And actually having that duality as a filmmaker who kind of dreams stuff up, and then seeing what my fellow filmmakers kind of come up with, I'm like, how did y'all know that? Not saying anything, but it's wild. So I think as virtual effects people, you get to play in that sandbox, and it's amazing. What kind of that knowledge do you really did you enjoy bringing when you climbed on board Invasion, when you signed on? How exciting was it for you to kind of bring that knowledge and what you wanted to bring to the table, especially now with season 2?
I had gotten used to in the past few years doing things that were really reality based, doing, some of the other shows that I've done. And so when Simon said, hey, a mutual friend thinks you're the guy for this show, we really want you to do it. It was like, as you said, I've done some other alien stuff in the past and, space stuff. And it's just something that's near and dear to my heart. I remember seeing the movie Alien in a theater when I was a young kid. And it was one of the first films I went to completely without anyone. I was away from home when I saw it. And it scared the hell out of me. And it was in the best possible way. And I just love that filmmaking style and the use of miniatures I got into early in my career. And so it was super exciting for me to take on a subject like aliens coming down and invading. But I also thought that this show was super unique because Simon said that it was going to be really character driven. And so it wasn't just going to be, shot after shot of aliens running amok. So it helped us tease it out, and what better way, right? Because that's the way Alien did it. I was scared to hell so much in that movie, and you turn a corner and there's no alien, and you go, "Oh my God, I knew it was going to be there, and it's not." So we kind of took that to heart, and that's the way we approached season 1. But here in season 2, as you've seen, we are giving you a lot more aliens. They are going crazy right from the opening scene of the first episode, and it doesn't let up. We have big scenes throughout where you've got not just one alien, but different. I'm not giving anything away, I hope, to those who haven't watched the entire season yet, but it builds, is what I'll say to those who want to check it out. If you felt like season 1 was a little bit of a setup and you had a slow burn, this one is definitely boom, 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 aliens all over the place. And for someone like me, who started in 1977 when my friend said, "I just saw this movie that's going to blow your mind. It's called Star Wars." And so many of us, maybe it's a cliche for nerds all around, but for so many of us, Star Wars got us into it and lit the match, as it were. I'm a lucky guy to have made a career out of doing this kind of stuff, and I'm really proud with the work. I hope everyone really enjoys what we did with the aliens.
Well, we are. I can tell you from this fan over here, and it's amazing getting to live your dreams and play in this sandbox is so much fun. So you get to do it, right? So you were working on Invasion. Without spoiling season 2, maybe like what was the biggest thing, like with season 1, when you're signed on board, you get to plan and plot out and figure out certain things that you want to do. Was there something specific that we can point to fans in season 1 that, some background story, like you were really looking forward to this moment, or that took some work and then you got to improve upon maybe in season 2?
Yeah, I think the one of the biggest challenges at the start of season 1 was that there was a feeling that someone needed to create a universe. The aliens can do this, and because they can do that, then this makes sense, and that makes sense, and how we build them makes sense. And I think that, for me as an audience member, I need that kind of intelligence from the people who are making the shows for me to watch. So I'm a really big fan of shows where I'm looking at it and I'm feeling like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That this thing has the ability to move in this way because that would would allow them to terraform in the case of season 1. Then the challenge from season 2 was kind of like create Alien Point 2 or 2.0. And in that instance, it was like, okay, so it has to have the DNA, in my opinion. You can't just throw something at it that was like, who did that? Did Erik Henry do that or some other guy? Right? It has to be consistent. There has to be an idea that the spaceships involved make sense for the type of creatures that are piloting them, let's say. And in this instance, we don't go into great detail about, you're not going to find ships that have riveted parts to it. It's definitely, all of our stuff feels like it was grown in a way that kind of would blow your mind, like it goes way beyond our technology. But it was great to build, like you said, on the idea that, okay, so you had this one type of alien in season 1. I'm not going to give anything away, but there are 2 other forms of aliens that you discover in season 2. But they share DNA. Whether it be the texture of their skin, if you want to call it that. You see the 2 of them, you go, oh yeah, these were built by the same race or alien culture. And so to me, that's the kind of thing that's super important. It shows some thought and intelligence, and that's good movie making, in my opinion. So I loved the idea that they gave me that responsibility, and I'd want to watch this show.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love it. As genre nerds, right? We know it's different from what back in like the 60s, 70s. Like we kind of have like concepts now in our head, and we've consumed so much of this kind of content that, oh yeah, it would be more organic than less than mechanical, because they're so advanced. So I love this. I got to tell you, Erik. So I guess one of the last questions I have is, because a lot of the people that watch my channel are fellow creatives like myself. Any suggestions for other VFX or artists that are getting into that kind of game in regards to what you do, and what would you give as recommendations for them to like do their homework and study up on that you see would be a benefit for them to be successful in the business?
You mean like shows, or just path you could take?
Yeah, in virtual effects.
Yeah, so to me, the thing is, you want to I give opportunities all the time to people who say, oh, I really want to be in visual effects. For instance, I've been on a show just recently where a PA, someone who just signed on, hey, I want to be part of the industry, and they get their foot in the door, and then they come to me and they go, hey, visual effects is something that really interests me. Do you think that there's a world in which you could help me out? And I go, well, why don't you next season you can be a PA for us, and then you can listen in and watch how we do dailies, and you learn so much from that. So I would say, you got to ask. I read something recently from a very famous person, their early beginnings. It's like, nothing happens unless you ask. And I've been asked, and every time I've been asked, I do something. I have said, oh, okay, yeah, there's no problem. I'm not siloed. I'm not going to keep you at bay. I'm so into the mentoring idea. I've talked to industry professionals all around saying, hey, we got to do more of that kind of mentoring. So yeah, I mean, if any of your audience is interested in something, I could have them listen in on a session, join a Zoom or something, and see how it's done. But yeah, if you want to get a job in this profession, you have to ask people who are doing it. As a member of the Film Academy and the Television Academy, there are mixers that happen where you can say, hey, I want to talk to people who are in the industry. You can do that. it is out there. Become a member of the Television Academy, and you really do have great access to people like myself, but in other parts of the in other fields, whether it be makeup or director of photography. All of those people mix at the Television Academy in North Hollywood. So those are kind of the long and short of it. But I'm always happy to talk to people and say, I'm taking classes, or I'm doing this. What's my next step? I'm happy to tell them.
Erik, you are amazing, man. Thank you so much. Everybody, check that out. Invade Erik. Hit him up. Contact him, because this is, how we can just, a lot of people watch this to get into industry. I get Pride for Questions. I just love this industry. I get to promote fellow creatives like yourself. And I just think that's tremendous of you, Erik. And I want everybody to check out Invasion Season 2. Season 1 was amazing. Erik takes it to a whole nother level, and you are a legend, sir. Your body of work have inspired me, and I hope now with your words, you're going to inspire another generation to follow in your footsteps and also enjoy your work. Erik, thank you so much for your time, man.
You are so welcome, and keep it up, man. I like your site.
Appreciate you. Everybody, Erik Henry, VFX Supervisor on Invasion. Season 2 is streaming right now on Apple TV. Go check it out. It's so much fun. It's crazy. I love it. It's your boy Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World.